Hi everyone, we are back again at my cabin today taking care of burning some downed branches, sticks, and pine cones in my hemlock grove. I'll also go over what I do to fight mosquitoes in the Northwoods. Then I'll be putting up my air tent and having a campfire at night in the woods. First, before I get started with burning some downed brush, I'm lighting some tiki torches to help with the mosquitoes. I'm also wearing a portable thermocell device on my makeshift belt. Here I'm spraying permethrin, also to help with mosquitoes. Here I'm lighting an anti-mosquito incense coil. I use a butane torch to light my wood stove and outdoor fires. They are refillable with canned butane. I use this large old grill cover over my campfire to keep it dry. I'm getting some firewood I have up by the garage because it's dried and cured, and I'll be using that along with what I have sitting out at the fire pit to make the fire. This is my cast iron tripod to hang pots for cooking. I'm covering up the tiki lights because I realize I'm standing kind of close to them, and also I don't need them anymore since the smoke will keep the mosquitoes away. Now I realize I forgot to rake all the hemlock twigs and pine needles from around the fire pit, which I have to do each year before I use the fire pit for the first time. This is a safety precaution to prevent the fire from spreading from sparks that can fly out from the fire pit. Every year, I rake up the dropped needles and the tiny pine cones from the eastern hemlocks. Eastern hemlock were early valued for their bark and were an important source of tannin for the leather industry. Trees were felled and stripped of their bark, which was then milled for tannin extraction. To simplify stripping the bark and turning the logs, trees were often felled into lakes. Many of these logs were much later extracted from northern lakes and milled. Wood has been used for light framing, roofing, boxes and crates, and pulping, but it tends to be brittle, and eastern hemlock is not presently important as a timber tree. Commercial stands have been greatly reduced by prior harvesting and a lack of restocking. Native Americans used the eastern hemlock cambium as the base for breads and soups or mixed it with dry fruit and animal fat. Cambium is a thin, actively dividing layer of cells located between the bark. The native and white settlers also made tea from hemlock needles, which has a high vitamin C content. A common height of eastern hemlocks is 40 to 70 feet, but they can reach 100 feet or more in older, undisturbed forests. Typically, the tree spreads out to 25 to 35 feet. The trunk diameter is usually 1 to 3 feet in diameter, but can be larger in old-growth forests. Eastern hemlocks can live for over 500 years. They are highly shade-tolerant, which allows them to retain their lower branches for a long time, even in dense forests. While they prefer cool, moist environments, they can also tolerate some sun and drier conditions. Hemlock seeds are a valuable food source for many birds, such as chickadees, as well as small mammals. The dense canopies created by hemlock trees provide essential cover and shelter for various wildlife. The shade and cool temperatures provided by hemlock trees are crucial for maintaining healthy aquatic ecosystems and supporting fish populations. I am blessed to have over 50 eastern hemlocks growing on my property. Eastern hemlock cones are small, typically 3/4 of an inch long, ovid, and hang from the ends of branches, appearing a light green to yellowish green before turning a dull purplish brown as they mature and ripen in late summer or early fall. These cones contain seeds that are an important food source for various wildlife, including birds and small mammals, and the cones persist on the tree through winter. Eastern hemlock cones ripen in late summer or early fall. The winged seeds are released from cones during the winter months. Now let's take a look at what I use to battle mosquitoes in the spring, which is often called bug season when they are at their worst. First, I light tiki lamps filled with citronella oil. You have to be careful because a lot of tiki oils are made from other oils, but citronella works best. I also add extra citronella oil, marigold oil, and chrysanthemum oil to the tiki oil, which are all supposed to be good bug repellents. I usually add about 3 stopperfuls of each to the citronella tiki oil. I get all this from Amazon, and this time the marigold oil came from India. I have several tiki lights on stands around my property I can light if I need them. You have to replace the wicks, which include a cottony material that absorbs the oil. You buy extra in a package and cut them down to size. The next thing I use is Murphy's Mosquito Repellent Incense Sticks, made with all natural oils including rosemary, peppermint, citronella, lemongrass, cedar, and cedarwood. The other type of incense I use is a mosquito repellent coil. You can buy various stands for them, which you hook them on and light the end of it. Another thing you can use are mosquito repellent bracelets made with citronella that snap on. I already mentioned the repel spray I use, which contains permethrin. It's a very old medicine that was initially approved for agriculture in 1979. Then in the 1990s, the EPA approved permethrin for use on clothing and gear by both consumers and the military. In 2003, the FDA approved permethrin-containing products for treating scabies and lice in children. In 2009, the EPA published human health risk assessments for permethrin, confirming its safety for use in children's clothing at appropriate levels. I think it's much safer than DEET, which I would not use. The directions do say not to spray it on the skin, but I do, and don't have a problem with that since it's been tested and approved safe in prescription strength even for children on the skin. I have also found that spraying it in the air in an area I'm going to be in is an effective way to keep mosquitoes away, at least temporarily. An important thing about permethrin is that while safe for dogs, it is toxic to cats, so always keep cats away from permethrin-treated areas until completely dry, and never apply any products containing permethrin to cats. I often wear a short or long sleeve cotton work suit, which is a bit loose, and spray the permethrin on the fabric. The loose work suits are also good because if a mosquito gets on there and tries to bite, it won't likely go through all the way to the skin. Next, something that really works and is invaluable to keep mosquitoes away are thermocells. I mentioned I had the wearable one on earlier, and I also have 4 or 5 that I place near where I'm going to be. It's best if you can put them out and light them about 20 minutes before you will be out in that area. They work by using a replaceable butane cartridge to heat a rectangular strip soaked in a synthetic version of a substance found in chrysanthemum flowers, which is the active repellent ingredient. You screw in the butane cartridge in the bottom and then twist the top where you will hear a click. You can look through a small opening where you will see a small glow when it's lit. They also make a faint sound when they're burning. Occasionally you will see faint smoke coming from them, which is normal. The strips turn from blue to white when it's time for them to be replaced. I already mentioned the wearable thermocell I had on while burning brush, which uses the same butane fuel cartridge and strips. It fits in a case, and then you hook it to a belt to wear. For the wearable thermocell, they take the same oil-filled strip that you slide on, and you push a button to light them. There is also a viewing window to see that it's lit. Something else I'll show you is what I use to start fires, both in my wood stove and outside. They are non-toxic squares made of paraffin wax and recycled wood chips. The Rutland brand is the best I've found, and I get them from Amazon. Each square is water resistant, odorless, and will burn for 8 to 10 minutes. They come in a pack of 144 squares you break off. They're made in the USA and cost $15 per box. They don't produce any ash like paper does and work great. Usually 1 or 2 small squares is all it takes to light a fire. Here I'm just showing you the incense holder I use for the citronella incense sticks I already mentioned. The next thing I pretty much keep on 24/7 in my yard in spring and summer are 2 Dyna traps. They attract mosquitoes with a soft blue light and a fan that makes just a faint sound that sucks them into a container that you screw off and empty. It collects a lot of mosquitoes. They have different sizes for different sized yards. There's a screen in it that prevents larger insects from getting drawn in. I have one by my house and one by my garage. The last thing I'll share with you for bugs is this mixture called Magic Summer Gel. I got it initially from a pharmacy who mixed it up themselves and sold it, but I was able to find all the ingredients and I mix it up myself now. It contains diphenhydramine, pramoxine, hydrocortisone, menthol, camphor, benzoyl alcohol, propylene glycol. It's great for itching, redness, swelling, and pain from bug bites and lasts a long time.